The beauty of Rome is not only to be admired in the city's grandiose monuments or immortal masterpieces preserved inside its museums. The narrow streets of Trastevere reveal another side to Rome, a more popular, more accessible and fascinating side. The bustle of the square, in the peaceful streets nearby, lie works of art like the giant stone mask in Via Giulia or the delightful turtle fountain hidden away in tiny Piazza Mattei. The sober exterior architectural lines of the Church of the Gesù contrast sharply with the Baroque lavishness of the interior decoration. Looking up at the ceiling, we can admire the extraordinary fresco painted by Giovanni Battista Gauli, known as Baciccia. Here, art and architecture become one. The passage between the painted and real portions, between the white and colored stucco work, is so natural that the depiction of heaven becomes tangible. The Church of Sant'Andrea della Valle is one of the most solemn and representative examples of the Counter-Reformation spirit. The size of the church and the exuberance of its decorations is meant to express the Catholic Church as both militant and triumphant. Sant'Andrea della Valle was built in the late 16th century with the contribution of various artists, all of whom tried to echo the greatness of St. Peter's Basilica in their designs. The dome by Borromini began working in Rome as a marble carver, collaborating with Carlo Maderno on the construction of Palazzo Barberini. When Maderno died, Bernini was commissioned with completing the job and not Borromini, as might have been expected, although he did design the spiral ramp with double columns on the right of the palace. The rivalry that marked the beginning of the relationship between these two architects would follow them through their careers in Rome. St. Ivo is the church that earned the artist universal fame, but also aroused criticism from classical purists. The design for the exterior of the church clearly shows Bernini's intention not to differentiate the facade of the chapel from the rest of the courtyard of the great Palace of the Sapienza, making it appear like the continuation of the double loggia. The chapel of St. Ivo is built on a central hexagonal plan, obtained by combining two equilateral triangles. Borromini's last work is the facade of San Carlo, where he flexes and bends the surfaces in dramatic rhythms. Inside, the already limited space seems to shrink even further because of the huge columns in single order. The purposeful play of proportions creates a special dynamic effect based on contrasts, which is typical of the artist. This is the work of the artist's maturity. The interior recalls the grandiose proportions of the Pantheon and succeeds in balancing classical and Baroque values. Bernini's activities as a sculptor extended way beyond the field of urban planning. Some of his most important works are displayed in the Borghese Gallery. The David, in his dynamic pose, and the Apollo and Daphne are two statues intended to decorate the villa of Cardinal Scipio Borghese. They were carved by Bernini himself, while the Rape of Proserpina was done in collaboration with his father. Masterpiece of Nicola Salvi develops the theme of the realm of the ocean. Beside the statue of Neptune in the central niche, tritons restrain seahorses, one docile, the other frenzied, representing the dual nature of the sea. The Grand present a new and monumental entrance to the city, connecting the central train station with Via Nazionale. The sensual poses of the bronze nymph sculptures in the Fountain of the Naiads at the center of the piazza caused a great deal of scandal when they were unveiled in 1911. Each of them lies on top of a different aquatic animal, representing water in its different forms. Among the most noteworthy buildings in the area are the Congress Palace, where important exhibitions are held, and the unique Palace of Civilization and Work, also known as the Square Colosseum.